Okay, so why do I talk about the Dalian Method? And where I could actually easily share my insights and to inspire people and leave out this thing about the Dalian Method. And I could do that, and I know that I would have more maybe mass appeal. And I don't feel right about doing that, because for me to talk about the places where I'm aware of something and talk about all these great transformations in my life without talking about how I got there doesn't feel right to me according to my inner integrity. And so I also want to talk about how, so what the Dalian Method does is it takes us deeply into our individuality. So we can see what's true and what's false inside of us according to our journey. And the deeper we go, the more unique that becomes. So that you realize what you need to step into and what's right for you, regardless of all these ideas outside of us. And we live in a world where we have so much information and so much is being shared, and there's access to all these incredible teachings and psychological kind of models for healing and for understanding ourselves, and these healing approaches as well, and lots of different ways of looking at things. And that can be quite overwhelming at times, I feel that. And also, sometimes what we are drawn to and what we're resonating with is actually because that's what's right for us. And following that can be good in that we're going in the direction that we need to go in. There are times, though, that what we think is resonating with us might actually be because it soothes our ego and keeps us where we are and is actually not really helping us. So that's why using the Dalian Method can really help us, because we can discern what's really going on. So I just want to share from my own experience about how tricky it can be about resonating or feeling what feels good and what feels bad to us. So I really love some of these ideas about just living your simple, ordinary life and not doing anything grandiose, and the need to do anything big is the ego, and I don't need to dazzle people, and I just can be very simple and just go to my job and just be like a little seeker in my own world. I don't need to share with people. It's for me, not for everyone else. And these kinds of things that have been kind of going on with me. And also this feeling of, I don't have the answers, and what do I know? And everyone's on their own journey, and I have no right to interfere in what people are doing. And I also know that I'm not here to save anyone or fix anyone. Yet these things that have been so appealing to me recently, because they were actually excuses for me to not step into what my energy wants to step into. They were actually coming from the ego that was wanting to stay small, because that's my history, is being kind of not being very visible or outspoken and kind of just like going along with things and not being in that big or confident energy. So I had to see that through using the Dalian Method. I saw it. I saw it with my consciousness. It wasn't the mind trying to sort things out. And that's why I like to talk about it, because I think that's what really helps people, is to go in deeply into ourselves and seeing what's going on. I also have a friend, a very close friend, that she's been living in this very big, successful energy and had, a lot of that kind of experience of being on top of the world feeling. And accomplishing a lot and a lot of leadership. Her unknown is actually to be in an experience of, okay, I'm just a mom, and being in that I'm an ordinary person and I'm nobody special. And that's kind of uncomfortable for her. And for me, I love it. It's like, oh, that sounds great, because of course that's my comfort. So even though it seems like it resonated with me, actually it was just me wanting to kind of keep myself in that small space. So she's heading in a totally different direction than I am in our internal awareness and space. So yeah, that's about it.